Hey guys, this weekend we have UFC Seattle, which isn't a completely terrible card. We have Rob Font versus Gene Matsumoto, which I'm actually excited for since Rob Font has moved to TriStar. He's gotten a win over Kyler Phillips, and I'm interested to see what he does at that camp. And we have a 16-0 undefeated prospect in Gene Matsumoto, so I think that fight's gonna be interesting, and I plan on checking it out. But obviously, the fight that everyone's interested in is the main event between the former two division champion Henry Cejudo and Song Yadong. I could give a long, drawn out explanation about who I think will win based on each fighter's attributes and what they bring to the table. But to make this, put this on the relatively shorter and sweeter side, I think Song is going to win this fight. I mean, Henry still has a chance to win, but to me it seems really unlikely. Song has every advantage going for him in this fight. I mean, not only is Henry over 10 years older than Song, and he's literally 10 years older than the guy. They are at two completely different stages. And it's kind of natural to have the old weathered competitor fight the up and comer. It's nothing new, but they're competing in the bantamweight division. This isn't the heavyweight division where that 10-year age gap, I mean, it would still matter in the heavyweight division. But as a heavyweight, if even if you're 40 years old, you still have a pretty good chance to win. This is heavyweight MMA. You could knock someone out with one punch. And power there is much more important than speed, athleticism, and reaction time. But this is the bantamweight division where all those things matter. So not only is Henry over 10 years older than Song, but he is also slower than Song, not as athletic, and nowhere near as powerful. So the real question is, what advantage does Henry actually have? And the only advantage that Henry seems to have is his wrestling prowess. But to be honest, I don't think that will play a major role in this fight. If you've watched Song's fight with Corey Sandhagen, you could see Corey attempted a lot of takedowns in that fight. Now, his plan, in my opinion, wasn't to really get the takedowns. Obviously, if he got the takedowns, that would have been great for him. But instead, I think he focused more on showing Song a bunch of different looks so that he could incorporate the striking more with the threat of the takedown, which, by the way, he did beautifully and it worked in his favor. So, and although Corey was able to get Song down once or twice, which he did do very well, I'll give him credit, Song would almost immediately be able to get back up to his feet. And I do mean literally almost immediately. No more than 2 seconds. Corey would take him down, Song would immediately get back up. It was very quick and pretty impressive. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, Corey's wrestling is nowhere near the pedigree of a Henry Cejudo. And you're right, it isn't. But the reason Song was able to fight off Corey's wrestling so impressively wasn't so much of a technique and skill gap, even though Song is both skilled and technical, but rather because Song is absolutely jacked and massive for the weight class, and would be a difficult person to keep down for anyone. I mean, look at one of Corey's latest fights against Rob Font, right? He fought Rob Font, who is significantly smaller than Song, and Corey was able to hold him down essentially for the entire fight, and he did it with a torn tricep, while he couldn't even keep Song down for more than 5 seconds, except for the takedown in the fourth round. So Song's size will make it nearly impossible for Henry to keep him down. I'm not saying Henry can't, it's just really unlikely. And if this fight had taken place 5 years ago, I would say Henry would have a better chance because he'd be more athletic, he'd be in his physical prime, but this fight's taking place now, not 5 years ago. So in terms of grappling, I don't think it will be easy for Henry. He might be the more skilled grappler, or more accurately, the more skilled wrestler. I don't know if he'll be the more skilled grappler since Henry isn't really known for his submission game, but it won't be easy for him on the ground. And even in terms of striking, you could say Henry is the more skilled striker, but even if he is definitely not the more dangerous one. Song is so much more explosive and powerful than Henry that there's a chance he could knock Henry out at any moment in this fight. Granted, I personally believe that he won't knock Henry out because Henry Cejudo is such a competitor that, in my opinion, he'll find a way to make it through those 5 rounds. He'll find a way to not get knocked out and stay alive. But this is a 5 round fight, and in his last fight against Merab Dvalishvili, he did get tired. So if he gets tired enough, Song could fight in that opening to knock him out. But regardless of any of this, I don't see any openings for Henry to take advantage of in this fight, let alone win this fight.